Welcome back everybody. This is Close Encounters number 5, the 5th in the series of my music production tutorial series that I've been doing. If you haven't watched any of the other videos, the links are in the description and on the top of the screen right now. There's a playlist. Go check those out and let me know what you think. This one's all about send effects. Now, if you don't know what that is, this is the whole point of this video. I'm going to try and explain it to you the best way I can. There are some situations where you'd want to use send effects over insert effects. Now, I'm going to explain the difference right now, so let's get to it. Okay, so in the mixer, we have got our channels, as you know and love. And if you look in each column, you'll see these spots here, and they're called inserts. Now, they're insert effects. The reason why they're called inserts is it's because you're actually almost physically plugging in an insert into the audio path of the channel. The flow on the mixer, usually anyway, pretty much always in Cubase, I'm not sure about other d.a.ws, but it pretty much goes from top to bottom. So insert 1, 2, 3, 4, the signal goes in through 1, out, all the way down. That's the signal path. So you might, depending on what you're trying to do, will dictate what order some plugins will be on your inserts. We'll get into that on another video. Send effects are a little different because you're not actually putting effects directly on a channel. What you're actually doing is setting things up so that part of whatever the signal is, so in this case, let's say, I don't know, let's pick a channel. Let's just say a kick drum, just for argument's sake. What you're essentially setting up is that some of the signal of the kick drum will get sent to an effect and then back to the channel again. And then you can mix the amount of that effect into the finished audio. So what we're going to do, let me close the mixer. We won't do it on the kick drum because it's pretty pointless. We want to put like a reverb. Say you want to put a reverb on the vocal, okay? That would be a classic case of when you would use a send effect over an insert. So what we're going to do, we're going to get the vocal channel and I'll solo it for a second. So let's just make sure everything's funky.
Different boy, a different girl.
Okay, now, yeah, that's right. It's got a reverb already printed into it. So we've got to be a bit careful. We might not actually need to use a reverb on this, but I'm going to show you it just for the demonstration of it. Okay, so in Cubase we can drag and drop. We have in the column in the inspector we have a separate place for send, so we can open that. Each one of those is a slot, similar to inserts, but they're not inserts as I've just explained. We can open up our little browser over here and we can pick effects and then we can pick reverbs. And just for this demonstration, we'll use a UAD one, EMT 140. We drag that into the top slot, and it automatically routes everything for you. So what's happening now is that some of the signal of the vocal is getting sent to that reverb unit, and then we have this little slider here to turn the volume of the effect up and down. So we can have it dry, that's with the volume right down, and we can slowly mix in the reverb to it. So let's play it.
Different boy, a different girl. We come from different worlds.
So you get a lot more control.
You never noticed me.
That's pretty good actually. Now, if you wanted to access the actual plugin interface to tweak it, you can't just click that because it doesn't. It makes it postal pre-fader, which is a whole nother thing altogether. What you have to do is it sets Cubase sets an effects channel for it. When I dragged it into there, it set up this channel. You select the channel and then there it is there. That is the interface for the particular plugin. So if I play it, I can turn it off. That's the reverb that's printed in that you're hearing.
Across the sea, across the sand, in the darkness of the night.
There you go, see, sounds quite lush.
I'm hearing you breathe, I'm feeling alright.
So you want to affect the volume of it, select the actual channel that you've got it sending to, and then you can move this slider up and down. Same can be said for delay. It's another popular effect that you would use as a send. Let's pick a delay unit. This is all the Cubase ones. We'll just pick, I guess a mono one will do. Drop it onto the next slot, and then it's automatically set up a channel. We'll put it on one I like to use usually is quarter notes dotted. Let's see what that sounds like.
Different boy, a different girl. We come from different worlds.
Oh, and also when you've got it as a send, if you've got a dry wet mix, put it fully wet, because you're mixing in, like with the volume right down to nothing on here. That is a dry signal, and then the more you turn it up, the more wet it is. So you don't want any dry signal in the actual plugin. So turn it all up to wet.
Thought you'd never notice me. Thought our love could never be.
Okay, it's pretty cool. Bit less feedback, so it doesn't repeat so many times. Now, there's another thing with reverb and effects, which I'm going to go into in the next video. So that's basically, it's not a short one again this time. That is send effects. You can use it for everything from reverbs, delays. You can use it for parallel compression, which is another video I will do pretty soon. But yeah, so that's how you do it. I don't know what the crack is with other DAWs, but I'm absolutely sure they will have send effects. I think in Ableton it's called a return, send and return. Which is a sort of shout back to the old days when we used to use big analog mixing desks. They had send and returns. Another way of calling it would be auxiliaries. I think Logic maybe calls them auxiliaries or Pro Tools. But they all do the same thing. You're using the signals being sent to an effect and then sent back. And that sort of trumps, with things like reverbs and stuff, kind of trumps using the inserts a lot of the time, because it's a lot more controlled. You can use it a lot more subtly. And also, if you've got reverb, if your reverb effects haven't got a dry wet mix, when you put them on as an insert, you just get full on reverb and no dry signal, and that's not what you want. So anyway, that's been Close Encounters number 5. If you've got any questions, don't forget, as always, leave them down in the comments. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you get informed of every time I upload another video. With that being said, thanks for listening. I will catch you all later. Peace.